Is the corporate AI dream officially bankrupt? This week, Uber, Starbucks, and Pizza Hut hit the brakes on catastrophic AI deployments. Meanwhile, judges and lawmakers are halting data center construction globally due to massive resource strain. But as American tech giants double down on high costs, China is undercutting the entire market with dirt cheap compute tokens and advanced physical automation. All this and more on Tech Column by Netpublik. We're entering June 2026, and the narrative around AI efficiency is completely flipping. Western tech giants are realizing that their growth at all costs strategy has created an incredibly expensive infrastructure bubble that regular businesses simply cannot afford.
Exactly, Fish. We are moving away from the vibe coding hype and crashing straight into cold hard math. From failed inventory bots to multi-million-dollar delivery lawsuits. Enterprises are discovering that AI is currently costing them more than actual human works.
But while Silicon Valley panics over token costs and energy grids, Asia is rewriting the rules of the game, combining aggressive pricing with historic labor and resource strategies. Let's get straight to the news bites. Bite number 1, the AI premium versus the human wage. Our first bite exposes the massive financial crack in the current AI model. New data from Microsoft and internal corporate reports reveal that deploying frontier AI agents is now officially more expensive than employing human staff.
Uber COO Andrew McDonald openly admitted that their current AI token spending isn't worth the return, while Microsoft went a step further by canceling Anthropic's Claude Code for internal use.
So the proof is in the pudding. AI is more expensive than humans, especially as the subsidies from the venture capitals and from all the other investors are slowly going away and they need to find revenue. So what are the companies thinking? Like, why are they going like lemmings, letting go of people to save money so they can invest more on AI, which is not exactly a proven, like fully proven technology yet?
Okay, I'm trying to thinking like a company who's firing their employees, yeah. In the next 5 years, they're expecting the technology will be better, much better than now, which is currently, sometimes they make mistakes, sometimes they're smart, I admitted that. Because it's going to be cheaper, they're going to save money in order to be competitive in the next 5 years.
That's true. I mean, like, I can understand that point of view, but I also understand that the first mover advantage is a fallacy. It doesn't really work. So if I was like, if I was running a company, like a major company, I would just like wait and see what the other people are doing, especially now that we see all these news about companies not getting return on investment, that some people who laid off employees have to rehire them again. I would be the one that sees the situation, looks at all the mistakes, and when things are cheaper, then I'll jump in and then be just as competitive. But in the meanwhile, I will make sure that my employees are trained so they can compete with AI and move a lot faster.
As the companies right now is playing long game, Fish, they also don't want to be the first one to apply the AI. Yeah? For sure, I think they're just doing the experiment and also going to see what's happened to the others. And as what you said, the first pioneer won't be the number one. And they know that, man. They just waiting for the right moment to go full on the AI and then expecting to be number one.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because while Western enterprises are frantically trying to secure 5-year investment runways, hoping the compute gets cheaper, it may be too late because China is already offering that cheap alternative today.
Let's go to the Byte 2, DeepSeek permanent discount strategy. Speak of the devil, Chinese AI lab DeepSeek has officially made its massive 75% pricing discount permanent. Their new DeepSeek V4 model is priced at astonishing 97% below OpenAI GPT 5.5, or roughly 34 times cheaper.
This completely disrupts the American pricing model. It also validates open source enterprise strategy with the decentralized B2B architectures. Over the next 5 years, the winner won't be the model with the highest hype, but the one with the most sustainable token economics.
The question again, who will be the winner of the AI arms race in the next 5 years, Fish?
At the end of the day, this is a very competitive marketplace. The Chinese models are just as good, maybe not exactly perfect like the Anthropic and OpenAI ones, but they're good enough. And do you really need the entire Library of Congress to run your small business?
No, I don't need that.
Right. So it basically means that the Chinese models, the French models, the Indian models, even like the American models like IBM's Granite, can already do the job for businesses, big and small. So who will survive the next 5 years? We'll have to see how the IPOs go. But yeah.
Yeah, if China keeps dumping that AI tokens, yeah, at the lowest price in the next 5 years, so there's possibly some giants right now that's going to be false, yeah.
The game is not even at halftime yet. There's a lot of opportunities out there. And I think the whole idea of monopolizing or going big in industry, those days are done. So
Yeah.
may as well. And like how you manage those companies, and to be honest, I think OpenAI has gone a little bit overboard in terms of their deals and their agreements and the whatnot. AI doesn't scale that well in terms of their technology yet.
Yeah, the competition is still on. I honestly kind of like what IBM's doing, yeah. I believe they're playing a long game as well. They are not relying to the clouds. They also can offer the AI products with the localized data centers. I mean, yes, as you said, we don't need a giant library. IBM can be the winner, one of the winners in the next 5 years.
Yeah, like for example, Indonesia, they're partnering with Telkom, the local telecommunications provider, the biggest one in the market, and they're offering AI locally, which is also required based on a number of laws for fintech as well as banking. So it's still, the competition is still there. There's still opportunities out there.
And also IBM already preparing for the next phase, which is quantum computing. It's going to be huge for IBM, I think.
Yeah.
You've seen the quantum computing.
Yeah, I've seen the one in Tokyo. It's very big. It's amazing machine, and it's going to make a lot of changes. So maybe IBM will have a lot of opportunities then, because like when that launches, it's going to scale everything really, really fast, and you don't really need NVIDIA. Maybe, who knows?
Who knows? For the quantum computing, I bet on IBM, the Googles, and also from the China.
Yeah. Not a lot of people have quantum computers yet, but yeah, we'll have to see how that goes.
Combined with AI, it's gonna be massive. Massive, massive things.
So, on to Byte 3, South Korea's seismic tech labor deal. While labor battles plague Western tech, South Korea is setting a radical new example for tech profit sharing. Following tense negotiations, Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix agreed to a seismic 30 trillion won bonus package.
This one for real. Individual semiconductor workers are securing up to $400,000 in payouts as South Korea model AI ethics frameworks and profit-sharing taxes to protect its workforce from automation. Western corporations are watching blueprint of how to share the tech windfall with actual citizens. This is great, Fish. I really like it. Rather than firing the employees, the West tech giants should consider to apply these Asian values.
Well, to be clear, Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix, they're the chip manufacturers and the electronics manufacturers for the AI. So that's hardware. So yeah, they can do that. But yeah, I mean the amount of profit sharing is generous compared to others that I've seen, for example. But yeah, I mean, like basically now this helps make the whole morale of the company to go sky high. And there was actually, I understand, and if I understand it correctly, from what I understand, the bonuses are there for the factory workers who are just working on the factory floor, and not those who are training overseas, which is also like a perk and a privilege. A lot of people who are planning to go overseas, they're canceling that. I'm going to work on the factory floor. So it brings up the morale very, very high. Compared to Meta, for example, who laid off 8,000 people
Again.
last week. Yes. Like if you look at the Reddit posts and if you look at the at some of the media reporting, it's like morale has gone straight down the floor. Nobody is trusting the management. They're scared of their jobs, and of course how can you not be?
And how they going to play the long game, yeah?
Yep. And how are they gonna, like who's going to want to work for Meta, considering that just happened? And actually, some people who were just hired in April got laid off in May. So who wants to work there?
Yeah, I like the CEOs of Samsung and also SK Hynix decision, yeah, to give away the bonus for the factory workers. Also, what we mentioned before in the previous episode, that the South Korean government also trying to tax the skyrocketed profits from them, and this decision make everybody happy. And I also heard that the car showrooms in South Korea suddenly get many application for buying the cars.
Yep. Indeed, because it's good for the economy also.
So again, rather than firing humans, because also AI tokens is getting more expensive, better to treat your employees nicely, yeah. And also, I like this kind of scheme rather than giving away the universal basic income.
Yeah, that is a bit.
I'm not that fan of this kind of thing.
I think, well, if you want to get into that discussion, UBI is good to have, but I don't know how it's going to be processed, and each country is different. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Maybe we'll get UBI topics in other episode, but not today. Let's get into the Byte 4, the automation flip. This is interesting because for years we comforted ourselves by saying robot cannot do tactile, creative human jobs. Well, think again. Cities across China are actively rolling out automated barber kiosk robots that can execute precision haircuts. Meanwhile, in Australia, humanoid robots are being deployed as digital apprentices on complex home renovation sites.
This completely flips our collective assumptions. If a robot can navigate the unpredictable nature of cutting hair or laying drywall, we need to drastically rethink what other unautomatable industries are next on the chopping block. So, yeah, the robot in Australia has his own TV show for this. So, like, what in the world is happening?
We're doomed, man. Our children doomed.
I mean, I can understand robot. I mean, after the whole Kung Fu robot broadcast on Chinese TV, I have to rethink like what can robots cannot do. But giving them scissors and knives, that's yeah.
We thought skills that cannot be copied by robots are our safety net, but not today.
But to be honest, I mean, like, okay, having robotic hairdressers with certain cuts or certain styles, okay. But plumbers, HVAC service repair, roofers, all that kind of stuff, that requires a lot more technology and a lot more power, a lot more battery, and it's going to cost a lot more money to set it up. So yeah,
I'm starting to doubt that, Fish. Anything can happen right now.
It's also a very big initial capital expenditure. I mean, like, how many robots do you need? And then you have to maintain and repair. And if it breaks down, how much is that going to cost? Humans are more agile and more careful and more sane, to be honest. So yeah, I'm not too alarmed yet.
So I'm only imagining what happened in the next utopia things. Yeah, right now the barber kiosk robot already here. Maybe next years or maybe even next month there will be a robot kiosk for barista, chef.
All it takes is just one incident, and that's it. Game over. So this is not a potentially safe investment. Potentially.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
I mean, you'd have to be very brave to go into one of those kiosks to have your hair cut with a robot holding scissors.
So what we gonna do? Where we gonna go?
We're going to go to those robot kiosks and see if anyone is brave enough to go inside.
My choice, I'm going to South Korea.
안녕하세요. So let's go to Byte 5, Sam Altman's credit crunch. Desperate to lock in developers before open source or cheaper alternatives take over, OpenAI is pulling a classic Silicon Valley move. Sam Altman made a mic drop offer to Y Combinator startups, offering $2 million in upfront AI compute credits.
The catch? They want startup equity in return. It's an aggressive subscriber land grab disguised as a gift, aiming to lock young developers into OpenAI's expensive infrastructure ecosystem before they can look at cheaper global options. So, is this a way from the OpenAI to sweeten the upcoming IPO?
So this is how I see it. Let's say OpenAI is worth $800 billion. And open source is coming up. Anthropic is out there. Google is practically waiting in the wings. There's a lot of people who can do AI the same, if not more, than what OpenAI can do. And if the hammer falls and the valuation of OpenAI goes down, and what can they do? Because that's their whole valuation. But if they have the equity from all these startups that they got for cheap at $2 million, and then those startups go up, their stock will also go up as well. So they're hedging their bets. If you ask me, they're hedging their bets. It's kind of like a passive income in a way. But yeah, I mean, like instead of focusing on erotica and movies and whatnot, like OpenAI should have done what they said that they were going to do in the first place, cure cancer and medicine and all that kind of stuff.
So in short, OpenAI is now farming cash cows.
Well, I mean, like they need customers, and practically everybody's starting to charge for AI now. So this is a good way to make some to enhance your valuation and equity by having these startups.
Yeah, I must
outside.
admit, this is a creative way of thinking, Ish.
It's your standard Silicon Valley play.
Because 2 million credits is huge, man. It's very huge.
It's pretty cheap for an $800 billion company.
But it can be cheaper if you spend those $2 million credits to DeepSeek.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's only tokens, credits, not money. So
In exchange, you will get your shares to OpenAI. Yeah.
OpenAI will get the shares. So buyer beware and see what other options you have. DeepSeek had just cut their price by 75%. So consider that.
Next, Byte 6 Global Data Center Halt. Our final Byte tracks an existential bottleneck: energy. Data center construction is halting globally. In Minnesota, a judge issued a restraining order stopping a massive hyperscale facility. In Kenya, a joint Microsoft and G42 data center has stalled due to a severe lack of power grid capacity.
Even in the US, Denver issued a moratorium, and a new federal AI safety bill proposed by Senator Bernie Sanders targets an outright halt on data center expansion due to environmental degradation. Meanwhile, China's rejection of US hardware offers allows them to focus purely on hyper-efficient, self-sufficient computer clusters that bypass Western grid limitations. So, the environment does have a say in this current AI industry.
Yes, the water is polluted, the heat is like a nuclear bomb, the noise is buzzing.
Yeah, that's true. Some residents have reported that the temperature in their entire area has gone up a few degrees, and that's kind of alarming, to be honest. I mean, it's gotten so bad that even the famous Aaron Brockovich is making a heat map to track data centers around the country and see what changes does it give to the local community.
The map also shows that there are 33 operational data centers with 44 under construction and 27 proposed. That's quite many, Fish.
Yeah, that's a lot, but we'll have to see, because if the AI bubble does pop or deflate because there's going to be a lot of changes because a lot of the AI data centers that was announced has yet to be built because they're still waiting for funding. It got stopped by the local community. So we'll have to see how it goes because things are changing really fast. I mean, China's refusal to use the NVIDIA chips is kind of interesting because they're targeting for a more efficient tech stack. So will the world go that way as well? So is NVIDIA in trouble?
And from what I see, the US cannot move forward before the issue of the water, the noise, the land, the trees, whatever
That's
is
true.
covered. Yeah.
Yep. There's a
And
lot.
China keep moving fast.
Yes. So let's get back to the main topic of the collapsing monopoly and a more prudent path for using AI. This is the economic reality. Western tech is aiming for AI monopolies in a winner-take-all land grab. They're burning through billions and billions in infrastructure to corner the market, expecting enterprises to foot the bill. But the enterprise market is pushing back now because the math does not add up.
Well, look at the corporate casualty this past month alone. Uber CEO cannot justify their current AI token spending. Microsoft quietly cut its contract providing internal developer access to Anthropic's cloud code because the operational coding costs were surging out of control.
And Starbucks have just scrapped its highly publicized AI inventory tool across North America because it failed to predict demand, leading to massive logistical nightmares within their supply chain.
And also the Pizza Hut get sued by the franchisee because AI messing up the delivery and the customers get the pizza cold.
And this is what happens if you use automation with AI. Previously, they had a system that worked. Pizza Hut had a system that worked that can appoint drivers and they can make sure that the pizza gets there within 30 minutes. It worked. Unfortunately, this system does not because AI still has a tendency to hallucinate and to make errors. And again, like if you have a spreadsheet that calculates, it should work. This does not, and this $100 million lawsuit is one proof point. But yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, it's all about market valuation of AI companies, and they need to have a problem to solve. They have a solution, but they need to have a problem to solve.
We've seen more and more casualties from the AI experiment. But will the companies learn from their mistakes and apply the AI again?
So of course, the companies who are not in the AI FOMO at the moment is looking and seeing all these mistakes, and they're saying, okay, what should I do if I want to use AI, and what are the warning signs, and how do I fix it? They're looking at that thing very, very carefully. And the industry as a whole is basically trained to increase the valuation of AI companies, when in fact you should be focusing on the solutions of what the AIs can do for your customers.
I heard that Chinese AI is in the need for more smart people to empower their China AI infrastructure. Yeah, they are right now eyeing to the Singapore, to the leaders of the best universities from Singapore to be hired and work in China.
Yeah, the pay packages that's being offered there is astronomical. Not as high as Facebook and trying to poach,
but enough in China.
But it's good. It's very good. I mean, like I think, and looking at the Southeast Asia region, I think most companies are being very prudent in their AI implementations. I mean, they're focusing more on their digital infrastructure because they have to follow data sovereignty laws, and they were trying to see like how can we do something that's cost effective, because API costs can go straight through the roof, as Uber found out. So instead of jumping blindly into high risk infrastructure monopolies, basically, ASEAN enterprises are doing it step by step, and of course, we cannot rush replacing our human workforce with an expensive and hallucinating code. I think within Asia itself, it's important to cultivate local talent and see what can we do to contribute to the global economy.
I don't hear quite a fuss, from these ASEAN countries, about the companies firing their employees in order to switch it to the AI. Yeah. Also fascinating that this region, they have all of those AI from west to the east. Alibaba here, OpenAI is here, Anthropics, not there yet, but they're trying to get into it, yeah. Google, of course. This is going to be exciting area. It's a battle zone. Yeah, it's interesting.
So that's good. That means Southeast Asian and maybe Asia Pacific. We have a choice. It's all up to finding the best solution for your company.
So with the example of the failing AI agents and also with the many choices of the AI models, we have this smart technology in our hands. So I hope the CEOs will be smart as well.
Quite. This is all for us from episode 20 of Tech Column. The AI hype bubble isn't just leaking, its financial reality is setting in.
Keep your eyes on the token costs and your skepticism high. We will be back next week with the latest in global and regional tech trends. Stay human.
Stay sharp. Tally ho.